Hey folks, Fernando doing another video for More Survivalists and talking again about the Freedom Truckers Convoy in Canada and now in US apparently, and hopefully in other countries as well. This was ignored by the mainstream media for a very long time. Even now, if you check CNN, just it says nothing here. It gets scrolling down a little bit, scrolling down, not much either. Fox though, they do say, well, there you go, it's full steam ahead, but already changed for something else. Full steam ahead, Freedom Convoy truckers shut down busiest North American border crossing. So yeah, it used to be that the son of Fidel Castro, Justin Trudeau, yeah, the theory is there, man. And if you see this picture, I mean, that's not my mom hugging Castro with her hands all over him about the same time he was conceived. It's kind of interesting. Read up a little bit on that. Anyway, either way, still a left-wing authoritarian puppet of the elite. Trudeau here at first would say it's just a fringe minority, when that fringe minority ended up being the largest freedom protest in the history of the country. He changed his tune a little bit and started calling them anti-vaxxers. But it turns out that 85% of them are vaccinated, so that doesn't fly either. So he went with the famous, they're a bunch of racist and white supremacist line, which again falls apart on its own because a bunch of these people happen to be Asian, black, and of different skin tones and origins, and from even different countries. Lots of immigrants in Canada work as truckers. And truckers are a particular breed of people. They usually are pretty hardy folks, especially in this kind of climate. Usually they have to pay for their own truck. They have their own mortgages on them at times to pay, and living in pretty harsh conditions, working on their own contracts, their own timelines. They have to take care of their own business, basically actually living literally in their business at times, in their vehicles. So they are pretty much appreciative of freedom and liberty, even though, again, 85% of them vaccinated. And this thing, though, with the mandate was a bit too much. If you didn't comply, you could not cross the border, and you have to put up with I think it's a 2-week quarantine. Let me know in the comments below exactly how much it is, but it is insane. And what ends up happening is that a lot of people end up following the Freedom Convoy because of basically their own views of this, in terms of, we're fed up of the mandates, we just want to be free. So it started as truckers, and then people that are not truckers but still feel strongly about their message as well as their own message, as we are fed up with your authoritarian regime and we want to go back to live as free people. That is what you're seeing right now. And a state of emergency, I think, has been declared. And, the cheap shots don't stop there. This is from CBC right now. News, I think is the largest media outlet in Canada. This trucker died of COVID-19. Now his mother has a message for convoy protesters. You dirty anti-vaxxers. The photo of the dead man right there. The poor old lady. How do we get through these unvaccinated truckers? Which ones? The 15% that are not? Those are the ones you seem to bother with. There's no limit to what these people are capable of. The same goes for the prime minister, the media. They just will do anything. And it is amazing that this same man that will happily admit that he supports BLM, the left-wing terrorist group that burned down cities in the United States for 2 years, looting, burning, and murdering, that he supports. Now, the people that protest peacefully, really, those he doesn't support. These folks that very obviously is a huge majority of peaceful people just demonstrating on the streets, that he cannot support. that he's upset that people are not allowed to move around freely. Now, so his own lockdown that destroyed businesses for 2 years, that he's okay with. He's not bothered by that. But the moment truckers start protesting, man, that we cannot put up with that. We have to put a stop to this right away. All of these white supremacists, and even, I guess, the black white supremacists that are part of this too. There is no limit. This man has no shame. You know, he may be the son of Castro after all. There is a similarity there. Anyway, yes, there's just no shame in this man. He did this right away when all of this started, when he went with a pretty strong gun ban in spite of a gun that was taken away from a police officer being used in a shooting. He just used the opportunity. Despicable, using the opportunity of that tragedy so as to pass even more gun restrictions for law-abiding Canadians. Now he keeps on doing this and forcing people, with this mandate. And he's done it already, and he's not planning on giving up. He is maybe, after all, the son of his father. I don't know. I don't have the DNA, but it's still, it doesn't really matter. What matters is what he's doing, and what he's doing is pretty despicable. As a puppet of the elite, doing this sort of thing, the mandate and taking away people's freedom like this. It is despicable. It is very sad, and I'm glad this convoy is gaining traction. It's becoming more and more popular, and people keep supporting it. Look at this. Kids are just having a good time playing around. And of course, does it bother someone that you're blocking streets with? But you know what? What's the alternative? Give up to these dictators? Give up to an authoritarian government that is just forcing you into something that you simply do not want? Taking away your freedom, taking away your choice. That's the alternative. And the alternative to this is going to be a lot worse. So it's much better that the people protest peacefully, like you're seeing here in Canada, and hopefully in our parts of the world as well. So if you see this in your city, in your state, wherever it is that you are, consider yourself lucky. And you know what? Do your best to participate, so as to make your voice heard as well. Be one more of those that are making themselves heard, okay? Because we really need this. As the sign says there from this guy, the unity among those that are looking, the thing in common, people that just want to have freedom, liberty. Don't listen to what Trudeau says, union over division. Exactly. This man wants people to believe that it's a bunch of white supremacists and Nazis with Nazi flags. The guy with blackface is now telling you that you shouldn't participate on the freedom protest because of the white supremacists in there, in spite of the amount of people of all ethnicities and backgrounds you could think of taking part of it. Folks, it's gonna be all for now. See you in our next video. Take care.